Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Today we are going to be looking at the Olight Marauder 2. This is a pretty newly released flashlight from Olight. I picked this one up during the last flash sale, and I bought this with the intention that this would be a great flashlight to have around in the event of a power outage because of the different features that it includes. Now, like most flashlights in this class, it is going to have the ability to go from a flood mode to a spotlight mode, as well as being used as a power bank. Now, the access port to get to the USB Type-C charging port, you'll simply rotate the tail cap. That's a dust cover that hides that USB Type-C port, which will allow for charging and discharging of the flashlight. Now, housed inside this flashlight are three 3.6 volt, 5,000 milliamp hour, 21700 batteries, and with the included wall adapter or brick, charging brick for this one, it can charge the flashlight fully within 2.5 hours. So that's pretty good charge time or charge up time for this flashlight. It also has the ability to be used as a power bank. So you can discharge off this to charge up cell phones or tablets or any other electronic device that you may need to. And then with a simple clockwise twist, the dust cover reseals that port. This is going to have an IPX8 rating, so it's going to be waterproof. But that cover just really is to keep debris, junk and debris out of that charging port. Also comes with a 1 meter drop rating as well. Now, there are other lights like this in this class. This particular one is going to output 14,000 lumens max in its flood setting, and it's going to have 450 meters of throw. Now, in the spotlight setting, it's going to be 850 lumen max with 800 meters of throw. So this light gets out there quite a ways. Now, there are different lights in this class that have a little different functionality. Some have a little higher lumen output. Some have a little different, the ability to put the flood and the spotlight mode on at the same time. This particular one does not, but this one has a pretty unique user interface. So let's get into, first of all, what all this comes with. So obviously you get the flashlight itself, and then you get an included lanyard for it as well. Now, the lanyard tie point for this one, you just pull up this little tab right here. It exposes the lanyard connection point. And it also comes with your USB Type-C charging cable. Now, they include a little wrap around a little cable tie, silicone cable tie that is a little thing, but it's kind of nice that that's on there. It keeps that cord from getting, just becoming a jumbled mess. And then you get your 30-watt charging brick that goes along with this that allows that flashlight charge up time to be 2.5 hours. Well, let's get into some of the specs and some of the features and functions of this light, and then we'll walk through the user interface, get you some night shots, and show you what this flashlight is capable of. So let's run through the specs real quick. The weight on this one is pretty hefty. It's 26.5 ounces or 750 grams. The overall length is 5.5 inches or about 140 millimeters. And the head diameter for this one is 3 1/8 of an inch or about 79 millimeters. The body's quite a bit narrower at 2 1/16 or 53 millimeters. It comes with a TIR optic lens as well as converging lenses for those other LEDs. And it's going to come with an IPX8 rating that we mentioned earlier. Now, let's go through a couple of features here on the body. First of all, it's all aluminum body. They include some really nice milling for these fins for heat dissipation, which are done really well. I like the fact that they have milled in flat spots for this flashlight, so you can set this one down and it sticks. That's something I do like about this flashlight. This version is black. They also have a blue one. Now this one is black with the blue anodized bezel that comes with it. Now the switch on it is, I like the opera. This is different from other Olight products that I've used so far. And we're going to go through all of that when we go through the user interface of this. Has the switch to go back and forth between flood and throw right here. And we talked about the charge port cover, how that one opens up. Now it comes with this rubber molding as well. And on the bottom, hopefully you can see that, it has kind of some indentions. It kind of naturally grips into your hand, or your hand kind of naturally seats in it. Makes it, I thought it was going to be a little harder to carry, but actually with that rubber molding and the way that is formed and then combined with the lanyard, it's actually pretty easy to carry. So a lot of features on here that I actually like quite a bit. I especially like the fact that it has, in case you're setting it down, it has that anti-roll to it. That's one thing that is missing from some other flashlights that if they put it on it, make their flashlight so much better. Well, let's get into the user interface of the Marauder 2. Well, let's run through the user interface of this flashlight. So first off, you have a toggle switch. That's going to allow you to switch between flood mode and spotlight mode. Right now we have it in flood mode. Now, to turn this flashlight on, the switch is actually a two-stage switch or a dual action switch. So first it's a rotary dial, and it's also a push button. So in order to turn the light on the first time, you have to turn it 90 degrees, just a quick flip, and that will illuminate the lights here. So the indicator lights on the right-hand side, that's going to give you a pretty decent indication of where your battery life is. And the ones on the left are your brightness levels. So we have 7 different brightness levels, both in flood and in spotlight mode. So if we do a quick turn, and then we can turn it on with a single press, and that now we're in our flood mode. Now that proximity sensor is going to work in combination with the flood mode. So as we ramp this up, I'm going to try to keep it free of obstructions so that we'll be able to ramp it all the way up. And then I'll show you how it ramps right back down if the flashlight were to get obstructed. So in our first mode that we're in now, this is, when we dial back down, this is our 200 lumen mode for our floodlight. And then if we ramp it up, about 3 clicks, we'll ramp it up to the next setting. That's going to be our 400 lumen mode. And if we ramp it up to the 3rd setting, now we're in 800 lumens, and ramp it up to 4th setting, and we're in 1600 lumens. Now all 4 of those settings, they'll run at 100% duty cycle. But as we get into the higher 3 settings, there will be step downs in each of those levels for overheating. So if we ramp back, go ahead and ramp up now to the 5th setting. Now we're at 3200 lumen, and to the 6th setting, we're at 6400 lumens. And finally, at the last setting, we are at 14,000 lumens. It's max output on flood, and then we can very easily run it back down. Now, there is a direct to turbo mode in the flood mode as well. So to access that, it's a quick double click. So 1, 2, and that will get us direct to turbo. And then let's ramp that back down first. You also have in the flood mode, you have direct to strobe mode, and that's a triple click. So 1, 2, and 3 will get you into strobe mode. Now we're going to switch over to our, let's ramp it, make sure we're ramped back down. And we're going to go into our spotlight mode. So the first mode in spotlight mode, first of all, it looks like, up close, it looks circular, but it's actually a square beam pattern. That's something that at first I thought was going to be a little disorienting because I'm not accustomed to it, but I really got accustomed to it very quickly, and I found it to be a non-issue. So in our first setting, we are at 50 lumens. And if we dial up to the 2nd setting, that's going to be 100 lumens. The 3rd setting is going to be 200 lumen. In setting 4, we're at 300 lumen. Now again, all those first 4 settings will run at 100% duty cycle on the flashlight. But once we get into 5, 6, and 7, then for heat protection, they will ramp down, and I'll list those here on the screen for you guys to check out. So if we ramp up to 5, now we're at 500 lumen. And 6, well, I went a little too far. 6 is 650 lumens, and then finally 7 is 850 lumen. That thing will get out there a long ways too on that spotlight. Now the spotlight also has direct to turbo. So if we double click, then we go direct to turbo on the spotlight. It does not have a strobe functionality on the spotlight though. That only works in the flood mode. Now it also, I think I mentioned earlier that there is one more LED that is right at the bottom here. It'll either be red or green depending on whether you're charging, batteries charged up, or you are discharging the battery via plugging it into a phone or tablet or other electronic device. Well, let's walk through and show you how this thing lights up at night. It's been very impressive, especially in the spotlight mode. In the floodlight mode, I found that to be incredibly impressive. You ramp up there to that 14,000 lumen, and boy, it really illuminates things out there. And then you can get out 450 meters. It is quite a throw distance, even for that floodlight. Now, this is really kind of designed, this flashlight, for search and rescue, for outdoorsmen, for military, for law enforcement. But like I mentioned before, I think this is a perfect style of flashlight to have in the home in the event of a power outage. First of all, you get a very nice floodlight that allows you to, I mean, you can light up your whole backyard with this thing. Even if your backyard is 5 acres, this thing just puts out an enormous amount of light. And then you have the added benefit of that spotlight mode as well, that'll get out there quite a bit further than that, to 800 meters. I really like this for the fact that it has the power bank on it, though, because in the event of a power outage, that is one thing that will come in extremely handy, is the ability to charge up your cell phone. And you could recharge your phone many times with the amount of power that's in this battery. So I find this to be an incredibly useful flashlight. I'm really happy that I bought it, because this is it's great for the home. And I might end up purchasing one for my vehicle as well, because I like this flashlight so much. Now, this is an upgrade over what their X7 Marauder was, I believe, was the original version of this, which was 12,000 lumen. This is a little better. Obviously, flashlight technology just keeps rising and rising, much like cell phone technology. So you're always getting better and better out there. Now, there are some other brands out there that have similar lights. Again, the functionality a little bit different, lumen settings a little bit different, throw, obviously. But I really like the user interface of the Olight. I find it to be pretty intuitive. Now, in this particular style, I haven't had the opportunity to use some of those others. I want to try Phoenix's version. I want to try Emulet's version. There's a couple of other brands out there that I'd really like to get my hands on to really compare them against, to see how well they perform. But on the whole, the Olight Marauder 2 is a very good light. I'm very happy that I bought it, and I'm probably going to end up buying another one. Now, the retail price on this is $330. It's quite expensive, but I got mine during the last flash sale. And if you're catching this video early, tomorrow, December 13th, 2020, at 8 p.m., they will be having another flash sale, and this light will be discounted back down at 30% to $264. I believe it's also going to be available in a couple of bundle packages as well. So if there's other lights that you might be interested in, you might be able to bundle this light in with some other lights as well. I'll leave affiliate link down below. Now, any purchases you make through that affiliate link, I get a kickback from Olight. They would be very helpful if you decide that you want to purchase anything through Olight. If you went through those links, they really help me to be able to afford to bring you more and more stuff, because a flashlight like this is pretty expensive. So affiliate links will be down there. There's also going to be a coupon code in case you miss the flash sale. Enter code TXTOOL for any purchases you make through that link going to Olight, and there will be an additional 10% off of non-promotional items. This has been a look at the Olight Marauder 2, a very nice flashlight. My name is Ben. You've been watching the Texas Tool Crib. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next one.